Hi everyone, welcome back to the Joe Reviews. The Newcastle United take on Tottenham Hotspur on Sunday, 4:30 kick-off at St James's Park. In, of course, the first game under our new owners. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Looking at the last games for both sides, we lost 2-1 against Wolves. Not good enough. Fair enough, with a good equaliser from Jeff Hendrick, but yeah, just terrible performance really. As for Tottenham, they beat Aston Villa 2-1. Højbjerg getting the winning goal in that game. You know, probably much needed win for them because they lost 3 games in a row in September. It looks like the new owners are going to keep Steve Bruce on for now. He'll definitely be managing this game. As much as we want him gone, I'm hoping that we'll focus more on the owners and the players rather than the manager. Yeah, because my focus has mainly been on the squad, and if anything, with this ownership, they've got to step the game up. They've got. I hope they get the feeling that they have. If we don't step our game up, we'll be out in January. But I'm just happy that there is communication from these owners saying we never saw under Mike Ashley, and that there's no knee-jerk reactions. Well, they said there'd be no knee-jerk reactions. If anything, they said, I think they said to him, keep, he's in charge for now. That could mean they're looking at other managers to take charge. But I wouldn't be surprised, even if we win this game, that if that was his last game in charge. So the team news for this game for Newcastle, we've got some more positive team news. Callum Wilson is back for this game, and I mean, even if there wasn't a takeover, then that alone would fill us with a bit of confidence. Callum Wilson being back. Woodman could be back, so could Lascelles. I wouldn't play either of them though. Joe Willock, thankfully, is fine after the injury picked up against Wolves. Bruce has got lucky there, in my opinion. He should have just took him off as soon as he was showing signs of problems. Unfortunately, Dubravka and Dummett will not be back for this game. As for Tottenham, they've got quite a few injuries, but there's some players 50-50 to come back. Then again, with having the Europa Conference and other games on, will probably not want to rush them back. So, likes of Davies, Doherty, who scored that winning goal at St James's Park a few years back for Wolves. Romero, Sanchez, Lo Celso, Emerson, and there's a possibility of Bergwijn being back, 75% likely, but Ryan Sessegnon is definitely out. As for players to watch out for from Tottenham Hotspur, the first one is obviously Harry Kane. He hasn't had a good start of the season, but he's a deadly finisher. I mean, let's be honest. If anything, the fact he hasn't scored a league goal this season, I don't think. I mean, he usually starts the season slow. Was the Man City's thing getting to his head? But because of that, after seeing him for England the other night, he's probably bound to score on Sunday and get his first league goal of the season. A bit like Harry Maguire. As mentioned about England, a bit like Harry Maguire a year back when he got sent off against Denmark, and then 3 days later he scored at St James's Park. Anyway, moving on, there's also Heung-min Son, definitely their best player. Whoever Manquillo's going to have a tough task on his hands. Then Lucas Moura, who scored at the first goal against us at their stadium when we drew 1-1. Dele Alli can be a threat. Of course, he's got a couple of goals at St James's Park for Spurs. And finally, Højbjerg, who of course been their best player from what I've heard so far in the season. And of course, he, as I mentioned, getting the winning goal against Aston Villa. So we'll get into the starting 11 I'd like to go with. I'm going to go with 4-2-3-1. I don't think 4-3-3 would work. It's going to suit us well against a team like Spurs. And I don't want to go 5 at the back either. So we'll go 4-2-3-1. Starting off in goal, Caldalo, yes, he should have done better about the 2 goals against Wolves, but I still prefer him over Freddie Woodman at this point in time. Into the defence, right back, Javier Manquillo, even though he didn't have his best game against Wolves, although he did get the assist for Hendrick. The centre backs, firstly I'm going to bring in Fabian Schär. Kieran Clark needs to come out. I feel like he's one of those players. There are probably plenty of players that are going to be leaving the club in the summer because of this takeover. I mean, even without it, they'd probably be out on the way out. Just getting on with age. Kieran Clark's probably one of them for me. But I'm going to bring in Fabian Schär for this game. And alongside him, Federico Fernandez. Left back, I'm going to go with Jamal Lewis. I just don't have any confidence in Matt Ritchie to play there. Yes, he could do a job at left wing back, but I don't want us to be going 5 at the back. Into the 2 midfielders. Firstly, I'm going to go with Isaac Hayden. Alongside him, despite not having his best game against Wolves, Sean Longstaff. I mean, fair play, Hendrick got the goal, but I would be against starting Jeff Hendrick, but I'm still going to stick with Sean Longstaff. John Josh into the attack 3 behind the striker. Firstly, I'm going to go with Jacob Murphy, who looked dangerous against Wolves, but it's just the final ball let him down. But I would start him in this game. The number 10 role, it looks like Almiron will probably not be starting because he's been playing with Paraguay. He's had a long journey back. I'm going to play Joe Willock in that number 10 role. And on the left hand side, Alan Saint-Maximin. He'll be one of those players that'll be so happy with this takeover. Potentially getting to play under, pro club with ambition here, and under a new manager. We could see more from him, rather than potentially, if he might actually was still here, he'd probably be getting snapped up by a Chelsea or Liverpool who've been linked with him recently. And up top, I am going to go with Callum Wilson, providing that he is fully fit. So that's my start 11. Let us know, would you make any changes in the comments below? Score prediction, despite how bad we were against Wolves, I'm actually going to go for a 2-2 draw. Do you know what it is, right? I just think, despite Steve Bruce being there, even if the lineup's shit, even if it's 5 at the back and Jeff Hendrick and Emil Kraft starting, which would usually piss fans off, it's just going to a match with ambitious owners. Like, the fans should get a buzz from that. Like, there's real change there. Like, yes, we don't want to see Bruce's manager, but I think his days are numbered. He's 1 to 12 and looked at for the next Premier League manager to leave. And I just hope there's a big atmosphere, and I'm sure there will be, just from the owners. Like, even if this big change, even if we sacked Steve Bruce and brought back Alan Pardew or Sam Allardyce, that might be seen as change. But this is just massive change, and this is the first game we saw of the season. I'm sure we saw it at the Chelsea game as well in a couple of weeks' time. But I went for a 2-2 draw, a bit like last season. Let us know your score predictions in the comments below. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to my channel, check out my social media pages in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.